The Supreme Court has granted 6 months interim bail to accused Tasleem Ahmed and Khalid Saifi in the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy case, observing that both have already spent substantial time in jail and that the trial is unlikely to begin anytime soon. The court imposed several conditions, including surrender of passports, restrictions on leaving Delhi without trial court permission, mandatory appearance before the trial court on every hearing date, and a direction not to contact witnesses, complainants or the media. During the hearing, the centre strongly opposed the idea of automatic bail in UAPA cases merely due to delays in trial proceedings and cited examples such as Ajmal Kasab and Hafiz Saeed while arguing its position before the court. The matter was heard by a bench led by Justice Aravind Kumar, which later observed that there is a need for clarity on how the Supreme Court Najeeb judgment is being interpreted in the UAPA bail cases. The bench said that varying rulings by different benches on prolonged incarceration and bail under the UAPA have created a larger legal issue that now requires authoritative clarification. The Supreme Court has therefore referred the matter to the Chief Justice of India for constitution of appropriate larger bench to settle the legal position. The court also clarified that Najeeb judgment cannot be treated as an automatic ground for bail in every UAPA case and that courts must examine the facts and circumstances of each case individually. My colleague Sneha Koshi, Deputy Output Editor, also joins us on from the newsroom. Sneha, this is a very important observation, especially when it comes to UAPA. The government is asking for a clarity about the bail being given under such cases because it involves certain elements of terrorism and how it is being carried out, while the court is also looking at the moral aspect of incarceration, and therefore now it looks like it's going to the larger bench for clarity on how bail is to be given for UAPA cases.
Well, Verghese, whether it will go to a larger bench or not is something that has to be decided by the court, but definitely the centre has pushed for a larger bench to hear this entire issue. It's been a very strong argument from the centre, and this comes, of course, after the Supreme Court, the two-judge bench, went on to say that bail is the rule and jail the exception while hearing the bail plea of the accused under the UAPA. And this is where the centre has now taken very strong note of an objection, moving the Supreme Court, asking what if this was the case of Kasab or Hafiz Saeed? Would they have been given bail because there was a delay in trial? They go on to talk about how there have been, even if there are extensive witnesses in the case, as was the case in Kasab, with respect to Kasab, because it's taken a longer time, the trial has been delayed and they have already been in jail, would you then give them bail? And would jail then be an exception? So the centre has challenged this very notion and said that this cannot be the rule. In fact, this comes, you know, after the Supreme Court went on to really say that jail is an exception, and while the bail is the rule, while granting bail to an accused under the UAPA case, and the court had said that the earlier judges or the earlier benches had misrepresented the 2021 judgment. So with this principle, the centre has taken a very strong stand, and the centre has asked that there needs to be clarity, and therefore this needs to be referred to a larger bench. Now, this is not the first time this is coming up in the court, but I think the court made some very, very strong statements while while granting the bail to the accused under the UAPA, and this also has of course repercussions for the 2020 Delhi riots case that is being heard, and that's why the centre has raised this concern as well.